Hey everyone, I'm Heidi from Joyful Artistry, and I'm here to show you this little journal. I started the cover Friday night in the pajama party in the Crafty Bunch. And I took pieces from a couple of different bundles that I have up on my website and created the base of the cover. Then I went into my lace stash and added some little curtain pieces, some lace pieces, little doily piece, and then I did a little cover art. It says Believe in Yourself, and the theme was hummingbirds Friday night. So I did that, and I created a little pocket here. You don't have to use the pocket if you don't want to. If you want to see more of the background, you can do that, or you can add more things to the pocket. I did my 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I had my string, I did them a little bit differently. So my strings came out the top, and then I just tied a bunch of leftover pieces and grabbed some yarn. And for those of you that have bought my yarn tags, you guys, if you bought some of the pink ones the last time I offered them, you have some of this already in your stash. So I just tied it on the top, and I added this big old charm that I had in my stash on here. Tied some, yes, there's laces. There's just the little plastic pearls that you can get at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. So I had a few of those. My tie is a piece of chenille bedspread. So I didn't do a whole lot in here because I really wanted this to be a Believe in Yourself journal. So I just decorated a few pages. I did the inside. Look at this. I made this ruffle out of this great lace I had in my stash. I took some pieces out of the bundles and made pockets. Now, when I sewed all of my pieces down, I used pink thread. You can see a little bit of where I sewed, but it blends beautifully. If you want to see it, use a different color. Use yellow, use white. And this was out of a little printable from Shaylee Morehouse. It was a free printable. I grabbed it because I didn't have anything. I have birds, I just didn't have hummingbirds in my stash to use. So I grabbed that. I sewed a couple layers here. This is a piece of one of the fabric bundles that I have. And then I just added cheesecloth, white cheesecloth to in between, and then sewed it. So this is a one signature. I added this vintage doily that, if I'm not mistaken, it may have come from Lori's. And then I just tucked a little tag. So this is a journal that whoever ends up with it, you can add your own things. I created your own embellishments, right? So I created some pages that have some things. I added a bunch of little flips here, the little fabric and lace flips. The whole reason I do this in my journals, ladies, is because I want you to have some things that you can, as you embellish, go back and take a little snippet off of it, and that you can use this within the journal. And then here's another ruffle out of a different lace. And then I added some flower edging. Now, I don't know if Cheryl from Mama P's Crafty Creations offered anything like this to the public, but if you're in her private group, which I highly recommend, she is amazing. It's mamapscraftycreations.com. And you can go check her out. She's got her private group is on there. If you have questions, just message her. But I'm part of her group, so I got to get some of this during one of her little private sales. So I threaded the floral lace throughout the whole thing. And this is something I had picked up. This off-white ruffle with the pink flowers going down. I thought that would be cute. And here's a place to collage, add a piece of paper if you wanted to, of some journaling. I did a double belly band here, and added a couple tags. It says, you're capable of amazing things. And this one says, follow your dreams. And then I made a little pocket here. I put, this is like the 1970s blanket. It's not wool. It's like a polyester, but it's fluffy and it feels nice. It's got some nice pilling to it. And then I cut out one of Shaylee's printables that she had. She had some cutouts, so I cut one out and then added the cheesecloth. And on one of the pages, I just cut it to make a tag. One of the full sheets like this. I just cut it down, trimmed a little off the top, a little off the bottom, and made a big tag out of it. And I printed it on cardstock versus printer paper. I left this. I love the handwriting. This is vintage. This is real. This is somebody's handwriting. It's the original ink. And then I added just a page from, it's Marjorie. She does a lot of stuff for Hallmark. I can't remember her last name. But this was a little springtime book, and it had this page in there with the hummingbird I thought would be great. And then I took another piece of one of her printables, cut it down so you have a flip out, place to do some hidden journaling. And then this is just a vintage book page, and I had a hummingbird sticker that I added to this. I just clipped a little tag here to journal. And like I said, I left a lot of space for journaling. Look at that ruffle. Love that ruffle. And then here is the center. I didn't want to do anything because her imagery is just gorgeous. And I printed it on this paper that had, I see the little flecks. It has little colored flecks on the paper, and it just adds a nice little contrast to the images that I printed. And one of the papers in that is a writing paper. And if you just journal Shaylee Morehouse hummingbirds, this will come up first. So another hummingbird sticker I had here. And this is just clipped on. It's just a little fabric tag that I clipped on. Here's the other half of that page from that little book. And then some more writing. Again, this is not printed. This is original handwriting. And then she had a top tuck and a bottom tuck. So I put those here, added some vintage buttons on. So you've got a top tuck tag here, a tag here, and then this tag comes out. I just tucked it over the page on the back here. It just has some of the pink bedspread from one of my bundles. So we have that, and I used some of the chenille for, let me just make sure I can shut my pages here. The chenille for the edging, and just added some lace and some more of those flowers that I love so much. And then I found this pink edging. It's like a pink braided edging, and I thought that would be cute in here. And just did a little bit of edging. Like I said, a lot of space for journaling. Put a little card in here. Let your heart be your guide. And then I did a little side tuck here with I made a couple tags, again, this one is out of one of the cardstock papers here. Just cut it apart and made a tag. And then this was one of her little journaling tags that she had in. And I cut this off the edge of one of the papers. And then here's the back, and I made a belly band back here. And this little belly band, I created a small little journal. I did not sew my pages in. I tied the pages. I tied them with some yarn. If you wanted to sew them in, you could. If you wanted to use them in your journal, you can. If you wanted to glue this down inside and you have a little flip out, you can do that. So I just wanted it to be flexible. I wanted it to be something you could use. Again, I used that pink 1970s blanket that's not wool, but it just has nice pilling and nice, just really nice. And I did cut it out square, but I didn't pin it or glue it. So when I sewed it, it got a little crooked, and I thought, I love that. So, so there you have it. This is my little, my little pink and white and yellow journal, Believe in Yourself, with a nice little tassel here. So I hope you like it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. So thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day.